are now entering Armbar Audio.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Armbar Audio. I'm your host, Tim Farley, and next to me is my trusted companion.
Hey, it's John Turns. What's up, everybody? What do y'all think of that transition? You like that? Yeah.
John sure does.
I do.
So,
I was proud of it.
These people have not seen or heard of us in quite some time.
Yeah.
John has been busy.
We didn't lose any subs, though, so thank you for sticking around.
Yeah, I mean, we've been active on Twitter. It's just, I've been working overtime, and John has been putting in that work for the kids.
Yeah.
Tell them about that, John.
Yeah, I just did Extra Life United. That's what this shirt is for. I did it's the first big Extra Life event of the year. I usually participate in a couple of the games, but this year I just did the Minecraft thing. But it was worth it because this year, unlike last year when I feel like we got robbed, this year, Team Jack Matillo came away with the silver medal, getting second place. So that was awesome. It was really cool. On my personal channel, Jake is the Wiz. Eventually, when we get the world save, there will be a tour uploaded. So be on the lookout on Twitter for that.
Fucking A, John.
Yeah.
So, the world of wrestling, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened.
Oh, yeah.
Since we've been gone. Since we've been gone. And to be honest with all of you, I love all kinds of wrestling.
Yes.
But I am not always in the mood to watch wrestling, let alone...
That was on, especially just on Mania weekend.
I haven't watched all the Stardom that I wanted to in March. I haven't watched Noah since fucking January, but it seems like that's okay because like Nakajima, Keno, and like all the guys that they were building are kind of like taking the back seat to older guys right now. That's all goofy.
I don't like it.
But things that I have watched are the four promotions above our heads, if you're watching this podcast. And, Mania Week, I'm still recovering. The only thing I watch weekly is AEW. Everything else, I just go and binge on days. Now, John is a little bit different from me. He has not missed a GCW show.
No, that's not true. There were some that I still haven't seen. But, I did. I requested a couple days off to watch collective stuff specifically. Some of my favorite matches from the collective shows that I've watched, Effie versus Minoru Suzuki was very entertaining. Joey Janela and X-Pac was fantastic.
Yeah, Joey Janela has changed his character in GCW, and I like it.
We did get together and watch the Mike Haskins Memorial show.
No, you're Mark Haskins is a British wrestler.
Yeah,
Mark Hitchcock.
Yeah.
WrestleCon Super Show.
WrestleCon show.
That was really
Supercard
good.
of Honor. We watched that.
Watched Supercard of Honor.
Supercard of Honor was incredible, top to bottom.
Now, here's the thing about Supercard of Honor. Some people, some very loyal ROH fans, were upset that the people who were signed under Tony Khan won those matches. Well, there's the logic right there. They're signed and the other ones aren't. So, and that doesn't mean that the other ones aren't going to sign, but just as of that time. Supercard of Honor was fucking awesome.
The Briscoes and FTR may actually be my favorite tag team match I've ever seen.
It's honestly up there. It's up there with probably Gargano and Ciampa against FTR. FTR right now, like, I feel like now, John, I haven't watched all of All Japan. I haven't watched every territory type thing, but I am going to be 34 years old this month, and from all of the wrestling that I've ever watched, there is no better tag team to ever wrestle than FTR. Dax and Cash are the epitome of tag team wrestling. And I'm not just saying that right now. I'm saying if you put them up against the Hart Foundation, the Legion of Doom, Harlem Heat, which looks like it's going to happen, any tag team you could think of, even the people that they love, like Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, and Arn and Tarly. They're better. They're just better. And I'm always a proponent. They're better than the Hardys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudley Boys. I don't give a shit. I'll say it.
Ooh.
They're just that fucking good. And the people they are wrestling, like the Young Bucks and the Briscoes, and Penta and Phoenix, they are probably better than those teams too, because you have to have a dance partner to make a really good show. But I mean, my God, I mean they fucking did that Briscoes match, and they paid respect to them. And then whenever the Bucks came in, they said, "We just wrestled the greatest tag team." So they themselves are telling everyone else that they think the Briscoes are the best.
Yeah.
Then, a couple days later, they have that banger with the Young Bucks. Like, dude, who else did that shit?
Exactly. Nobody.
Yeah, like, you could listen to Ric Flair talk, and he says, "Oh, back in my day, we wrestled every day and twice on Sundays." Yeah, but Rick, you did the same fucking match. Who gives a shit?
So I want to go back to the Mania weekend, talk a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'm not done.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, and I know you didn't watch a lot of stuff, MVPs of Mania weekend.
I'll tell you. I'll give you a rundown.
We probably have the same.
Yeah, I'll give you a rundown. And this is in no specific order. Mike Bailey.
Yep.
Biff Busick.
Yep.
Minoru Suzuki.
Yep.
Chris Dickinson.
Yep. Yes. All four. Like, Mike Bailey put on so many fantastic fucking matches just within that 4-day span. It's insane the level of matches that he had. And Biff Busick, to have the bloody
in one
match.
day. That match with Moxley.
You're talking and then about. A couple hours later,
Suzuki.
Having that match with Suzuki.
Jesus Christ. Like, insane.
Imagine being Vince and letting that motherfucker go.
And Thatcher. Thatcher was out there. And you know what I liked about Thatcher? He fucking did the job in both of his matches. He was like, "I'm back on the circuit. I'm gonna
did the same thing.
Pay my dues again." Unfortunately, I did not watch Mission Pro yet. That's still on my watch list.
It's on the radar. I'm not.
But I'll say, Chris Dickinson, and coming out of Mania weekend for Chris Dickinson, he has signed to New Japan.
Yeah.
He will not be wrestling anywhere in Japan other than New Japan, and he won't be wrestling in any big companies in the US and the UK. He will only be taking indie bookings. So we will still get him in GCW. Mike Bailey wrestled Bandito at the Hitchcock. He wrestled Yamura at Bloodsport.
And then at Spring Break Part 2, he was supposed to fight PCO, but PCO got injured on Multiverse of Matches, and they threw Jordan Oliver into that spot.
Yeah.
And it was magic.
Right. And then Minoru Suzuki Okay, I posted this on Twitter yesterday or the day before.
I saw it, and it's true. I liked it, realized that it was us, and I'm like,
I do that all the
I
fucking
do that
time.
all the time.
So Minoru Suzuki could honestly have the same match with slight nuances with everyone he wrestles, and I will still be glued to the TV.
That
But
match you just had with Joe. Oh my god.
But during Mania weekend, after a couple of his matches, there was different kids both times, but there was kids at the entranceway when he's going back,
Yeah.
and he grabbed them and brought them onto the stage and raised their arms. And I was looking online, and apparently people who have met him at those things say that, like, when he's in the ring and all that, he really taps into that character, but outside, he's like a huge sweetheart.
He just loves being part of things, and I love that about him. And Psycho Clown did the same thing on, it must have been Royal Lucha, but he did the same thing where he grabbed, during his entrance, he wound up with 3 kids with him in the ring.
Yeah. Oh, he always does that, yeah. But another thing is that 2 more things I wanted to talk about Mania weekend was, number one, I liked that AEW did not run anything.
Yeah.
Because that was like saying we don't need to piggyback off WWE. And me and you would not have said anything even if they did, but you know there's fucking people out there who would have said something. And the other thing is, shit.
And they didn't need to, and I think Tony Khan is a guy that wouldn't do that. He doesn't want shine to be taken away from the shows that are running those weekends, that are running Mania weekend, that need the revenue that AEW doesn't necessarily need.
The last thing I was going to say was
technically he did run Supercard longer, but you know.
Yeah, but that's all under the ROH, man.
Right.
So I don't know if you've seen this, John, but hopefully you have. If not, you're going to be very surprised. The company that did Raw Underground,
WWE,
apparently wants to buy Bloodsport. And Bloodsport was my favorite show on Mania weekend, probably. It's up there with Supercard of Honor. But that was like the best Bloodsport top to bottom that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ninja Mac really showed his ass, man. Like that, every match was good. But what do you think about that, dude?
That's what I think about it.
Here's what I think. No.
I think Bloodsport could be its own promotion.
I'd hope. If the WWE does buy it, I would hope that they would still let Barnett and Brett
run it,
create it, and they just put it on their network or whatever.
We did see those images of Steph with Brett Lauderdale, Steph with Jimmy Lloyd. So
I heard she's had some words with Brett too, like
probably about Bloodsport.
Like gave him props and shit like that, which is so weird to me. Like just very weird.
I don't know how weird it is. I just think that it's
business is business, I guess.
And it's driving home the fact that the issue with WWE is nobody but Vince McMahon.
Right. So, getting off of Mania weekend, New Japan. The New Japan Cup was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Zack Sabre Jr. was fucking awesome. He had an incredible string of matches against Great-O-Khan, Will Ospreay, and Shingo Takagi. And then the match at Hyper Battle against Okada was fantastic. Zack Sabre Jr. Is up there in the running for best wrestler on the planet, in my opinion. New Japan has been was very lukewarm last year, and not until the last half of the New Japan Cup did I really get invested back into it.
Yeah.
But now that I am, it's very good. Like Cobb and Khan winning the tag titles off of Goto and Hashi was the good move. Desperado beat Show, thank God. House of Torture needs to end, but all this Bullet Club stuff with God, it seems like both factions, House of Torture and regular Bullet Club, are together. And I listened to Jay White on Renee's podcast this week, and he kind of went kayfabe on it. And he said that because she was saying how, like, he separates wrestling from his regular life.
Yeah.
And he said, well, business is business. And he said, and that's why, and no one, you should be Bullet Club, but you should be yourself. And you should be bringing eyes to Bullet Club, not Bullet Club bring eyes on you. And he said that Tama Tonga thought that he was, that Bullet Club was above everything, and he couldn't see the business. So that's why he had to kick Tama out, because Tama was saying Carl Anderson ain't Bullet Club, this person ain't Bullet Club, that person. And Jay White is saying, I don't care who they are, Omega, Bucks, Anderson, and Gallows, you throw up the too sweet, you're getting the too sweet. So, like, he kind of explained on that podcast as to why he did what he did. And God, we were wondering who they were going to, like, kind of mesh with.
Yeah.
And the man that Bullet Club formed around, Hiroshi Tanahashi, extended his arm to Tama Tonga, and the Guerrillas of Destiny are now part of Hontai. I believe that's what it's called. The main New Japan faction with Team 6 or 9, which I love. Taguchi is a fucking god.
649.
But yeah, New Japan has been killing it. New Japan Strong has been killing it. The USFJ has been awesome. And tonight we got to see the return to New Japan of Shota Umino, who answered Jay's call in a very good match. And I've been saying for a while, but I don't know how many of you guys watch Rev Pro. Shooter is like Tanahashi in my mind. His gear, the way he wrestles, his hairstyle.
Yeah, Hontai is correct. Hontai is Japanese for army. It's basically another term for Sekigun, which is Red Army, the red representing the New Japan colors.
Right. That's why the baseball tees that they gave them were white and red.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So just a lot has happened. Impact has been awesome. Multiverse of matches was great. And Rebellion's gonna fucking rule. I really think if you're not watching Impact, you should be watching Impact. They've got,
you can get it for $1 on YouTube.
Yep. It's good stuff. I mean, Taya Valkyrie is going to be challenging Deonna for that Reina de Reyes championship, I believe. And we have Moose and Alexander. Jonah and PCO have been having a great feud. The return of Alex Shelley to Impact has been great, because Alex Shelley, ever since he decided to come back to indie wrestling, has just been on fire. And it's actually, I think, lit a fire under Saban's ass.
I'm real pumped that I get to see him at GCW when I go.
Yeah.
On Friday.
And then, let's see. Shit, dude. I don't know. It's just, Impact's on fire right now. I just feel so overwhelmed by wrestling, because there's so much good shit happening. That's nuts. And the main reason we're here, there's a lot of talk about Tony Khan's announcement.
Yeah.
The Super J-Cast, I believe, reported it that there's going to be a joint show in June with AEW and New Japan.
New Japan.
And of course, my fantasy booking brain started to go. And John, I am going to tell you what I would book if I was Tony Khan and the president of New Japan.
Let's do it. What am I to do in this? Pick winners?
You could pick winners, you could pick stipulations, you could say whatever the hell you want. It's just
say like spots I would look for.
Right. Now, since my first match on the card, since Stardom has been at the last like 2 or 3 Wrestle Kingdoms, and since AEW has female wrestlers or women's wrestlers, it would be a women's match.
Big scary lady wrestlers, as Aaron Lee would say.
It would be the past 4 AEW Women's Champions: Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, and Nyla Rose against Stardom's Siri, Mayu Iwatani, Utami Hayashishita, and Julia.
Okay.
Now, I know that they have veterans like Ruby on their squad and Jade Cargill that they've been pushing a lot.
Right.
But I'm not throwing Jade Cargill in with Stardom wrestlers because she's green like money. And I wanted it to be the champions for more of a, these women carried the torch.
Yeah.
So we're going to put them on this big show.
Yeah.
I really don't know or care who would win.
Right. No.
I just want to see the match. The next match I have on there would be for the King of Pro Wrestling trophy. Even though Toru Yano does not hold it at this time, he would be holding it in June.
Does he not? Did he?
He lost to Tai Chi.
Oh, okay.
He
beat Suzuki in that.
Yes, and that was fucking awesome. Yeah. But it was like a sumo-inspired match.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it was great.
Yano's a genius.
But this was actually your idea, and I love it. Toru Yano.
It needs to happen.
Against Orange Cassidy.
It needs to happen.
Now, what would the stipulation be? Or what would each of their stipulations be that people would vote on?
I think Yano always trying to pick stipulations that take away the advantage of his opponents. I think he would make it where Orange would be disqualified if he put his hands in his pockets.
That'd be good.
Yeah. And Orange, I think, would just say whatever.
A whatever match.
And that's what they would have to write.
Right.
Poll.
Right. And that's probably what would win. And then it'd just be like a no DQ.
Yeah, it's a whatever match.
And you could get the best friends on there and some other Chaos members.
Get Cocaine out there.
Yeah.
Yano.
Yeah. Yeah, you can even throw like Dark Order. The next match
Yano would be an honorary Dark Order member.
Would be a triple threat. The title being up for grabs would be the New Japan Strong Openweight title. It would be Filthy Tom Lawler against Swerve and against Ricky Starks.
Yes.
And I think that would be great exposure for Tom and all the others. And I would probably have Tom Ricky do something dastardly to swerve, but Ricky would be too incapacitated to do something afterwards, and Lawler tap out Swerve or something like that, or maybe like a yeah, something like that. The title wouldn't change hands. The next match I have is Hiromu Takahashi, who I find to be very enigmatic, against the young enigma himself, Darby Allin. Now, Hiromu.
I can't read that for you.
Oh, thank you, Camillo. I'm glad you're here.
Glad you're here, Camillo.
And
I saw who it was. I couldn't read the words.
Oh, he said he's glad that we're back, and he hopes that we're well.
We are. We were just busy. We've just been busy.
So anyway, Darby Allin is a junior heavyweight. He's a light heavyweight.
Yeah.
And he's fantastic. And he has been thrown into matches with bigger guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hiromu Takahashi is the ace of the junior division.
True.
But lately, finally, he has been in there with guys like Minoru Suzuki and Evil. And he's even beaten Evil in the New Japan Cup, but came up just short whenever the title was on the line. I think this match would be balls to the wall.
Yeah.
And and I don't mean this in a negative way, two strange ass dudes.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I think it makes sense. I would have Darby win. Any words?
I don't know, man. I love both of them, but Takahashi's my guy. I'm gonna have to go with Hiromu.
Yeah. I mean, they're both. I like both of them too. The next match on the card would be Eddie Kingston versus Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah, and I think this is a match that Eddie would really where Eddie would really shine.
Absolutely.
And Suzuki would let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because Eddie Kingston sings the praises of strong style, of the King's Road style. He's the biggest All Japan mark other than you that I know. Are you not? Is he All Japan mark?
He is, but I'm not. Yeah, but I'm not like. I can't be a big mark because I haven't watched a lot of it.
Well, you know more about it than me, so I'll say that. I'll say that. But yeah, he's a huge I'll say he's a huge Puro guy. Eddie Kingston is.
No, he is an All Japan mark.
Yeah,
all of his gear.
But that's fine though.
Is either.
That's why we love him.
He wore Misawa gear against Moxley. He usually wears Kawada gear.
Yeah.
He's all about the four pillars.
But that's why we love him.
And he wants to wrestle Jun Akiyama before they both retire.
Yes.
And Minoru Suzuki
and I know
has wrestled
got to be on
a lot. List. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I put them together.
Yeah.
And it would just be, they would just literally beat the shit out of each other.
It would just be slaps, forearms, and that's all they would have to do.
It's just like, at the end, does Eddie Kingston get caught in the sleeper in the couch pile driver, or does Eddie hit the spinning back fist and do the stretch plume? Either way, hype. The next match would be a trios match. The House of Black against members of Chaos, Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, and Yoshihashi. Now, Goto, Ishii, and Hashi held the never openweight 6-man titles the longest, I believe, and defended them the most. And House of Black is hot right now. I want to see Goto and Ishii mix it up with all the House of Black, and with Yoshihashi's underdog-like character, him in there with Malachi Black or Brody King would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
The next match is another trios match. Suzuki-gun, aka Taichi, Desperado, and Kanemaru, against the Jericho Appreciation Society, Chris Jericho, Daniel Garcia, and Jake Hager. And the reason this made sense to me was when Jericho wrestled in New Japan, he pretty much wrestled the big name dudes.
Yeah.
And I think the next big name that would be on that list, because let's see, he wrestled Omega, did he wrestle Okada?
Oh,
He wrestled Naito.
Yes.
He wrestled Naito. He wrestled Evil. He wrestled Tanahashi.
Yeah, they fought.
Yeah.
They fought at Dominion.
Okay, and he wrestled Okada.
Yeah.
So
Dominion 2019.
who would you put next? I think Taichi. So, and then you have a young guy. You have a young guy like Garcia, who's a wrestler's wrestler,
and
who could be with Desperado, Kanemaru, and Taichi. Same with Hager. I think it would be a good mix right there. The next match would not be for a title, but they would both be title holders. Now, Sonata, the U.S. champion, had to relinquish the title because he got injured, and Ospreay and Tanahashi will be wrestling for that title. In my world, Tanahashi wins it back. So it would be Hiroshi Tanahashi, the IWGP US champion, against TNT champion from tonight's Battle of the Belts, Sammy Guevara. Now, Sammy Guevara is a pillar of AEW. He's a young guy. He's athletic. Hiroshi Tanahashi is New Japan. He's older. He can work with anybody. I think this would really mesh well.
It would work. It would work in exactly the same way that Tyler Breeze versus
Jushin
Thunder Liger worked. It would work in exactly the same way.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now we're going to get into the upper card.
Let's go, baby.
The IWGP Heavyweight World Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, the United Empire of Jeff Cobb and the Great O'Khan against Proud and Powerful.
Yeah.
The titles did not change hands because Cobb and Khan are too big to lose to Ortiz and Santana, but it would be a hotly contested match. And Cobb and Khan would have to really they are very good at teamwork, but they would have to up the ante there, in my opinion.
Agreed.
The AEW Tag Team Championships would be on the line when Jurassic Express would go up against House of Torture members Evil and Show, and of course you would have Dick Togo Interference, but you would also have Christian Cage.
Yeah.
So titles not changing hands here. I think Luchasaurus really steals the. I would expect Luchasaurus and Show to be the ones people are talking about after that match.
Much like the match at Revolution, where people were like, "Holy shit! Look at Luchasaurus, man! Like he's going nuts."
Yeah.
Like the hottest hot tag I've seen in a long time.
Right. The next match would be Limitless Keith Lee against the Rampage Dragon Shingo Takagi.
How do I pick?
I'm not.
No, hell no.
I'm going double knockout.
Match is so. Oh yeah, that would be so bad. Like that crowd would lose their shit.
Like a double pumping bomber,
yeah,
and they just flat back.
and the fucking ref just calls it. That crowd would go nuts
Yeah,
in like a good way, not a bad way.
right. Camilo said Darby loses. No way he wins. Maybe later down the road he wins, and Kingston loses this one. House of Black takes this one for sure. Jericho team loses. Can't stand the faction or the name. Well, let's
You got
see.
a problem with Daddy Magic?
Darby or Hiromu, either one can win. Kingston losing to Suzuki, it could happen because Kingston beat Jericho, so he doesn't have to win.
Yeah.
And the last time we saw Suzuki on AEW television,
He lost.
House of Black against Chaos? No, dude. No. House of Black will beat Chaos. Yoshihashi's just not strong enough of a member. Jericho team loses. Maybe. So going on, the next match after Shingo and Keith Lee would be the Blackpool Combat Club of John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino against LIJ of Tetsuya Naito, Sanada, and Bushi. And just because of the age of Shota and Yuta, I would pick LIJ to win. But it would be a fucking match. I think afterwards, Yuta and Shota would look to Moxley and Regal with their heads down, but Moxley would raise their hands and Regal would clap for them.
Yeah.
Something like that. How do you feel about that match?
You were right. Shota Umino did show up at Windy City Riot and fought Jay White.
Yeah.
So him and Mox were on the same show, so it definitely could happen.
Oh, and they talked about them.
Fucking awesome.
There might have been even a video. I don't know.
It's amazing. Shota Umino has to join the Combat Club.
Yes.
It would be so amazing.
After that, we have Bryan Danielson against a guy who's been calling him out. He said, I beat the Rampage Dragon.
Okay.
And I want the American Dragon. Zack Sabre Jr., the technical wizard, against
Brian's on this card. You better say another name.
The guy who's been winning the Bryan Danielson Award.
Yeah, true.
And
how many years running now? 3?
I don't know if he won last year. I have a feeling Danielson might have won it this past year, but I'm not sure. But many.
Doesn't seem fair.
Many. I'll tell you what. I think since Blackpool Combat Club, shit. This is hard. This is really hard.
Well, Bryan Danielson has been doing Zach's submission pose while winning matches lately.
Right.
And I think Zach is pissed. And I think Zach comes in hot. And I think Zach defeats the American Dragon.
I agree.
Or he comes in hot, comes in pissed, and loses his cool and gets caught.
Right.
That's happened to him before.
See, I had Blackpool Combat Club losing to LIJ, so I feel like Danielson should win this.
Right.
But Sabre, no. I have Bryan Danielson win because if Bryan Danielson's going to pass the torch on to anybody or lose to anyone one-on-one, it should be the ROH champion.
Yes.
So after that, we have Adam Cole
Baby.
Red Dragon, Jay White, and Chris Bay against the Gorillas of Destiny, the Young Bucks, and Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah.
Things go awry with the Elite and Bullet Club. Jay White and Chris Bay start showing up on Dynamite again. Red Dragon and Bucks. The Bucks aren't liking this. They're getting calls from Omega.
Yeah.
Things start happening, and Hangman has the Bucks back. And at this show, since we got Jay and Bay in there, and they're representing the Bullet Club now, we got G.O.D. And I'm going with G.O.D., the Bucks, and Hangman to win.
Yeah.
Although, since it's not for a title. Oh, also, I will say this. In my fantasy, Hangman lost the title at Double or Nothing. And you will find out who in a few minutes. So, yeah, actually, I'm going to go with Cole, Dragon, White, and Bay.
Yeah, it makes them. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Bullet Club, always better than the club.
Now, our final two matches. The IWGP Heavyweight Champion, World Heavyweight.
That would mean this is the penultimate match.
That is right. Your favorite.
I brought it back.
The IWGP.
Keith Lee, maybe in the first 10 minutes, I really question his conditioning. Now that I see him currently in AEW, give it to Regal's team on this one. ZSJ takes this one over Danielson.
All right, Camilo. All right.
Pretty much agreed with me there.
The IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, as Kazuchika Okada puts the title on the line against one of the, if not the best heels
Who did you just
right
say?
now, Okada, putting his title on the line against Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Okay. And Max beat Hangman?
No.
This is for Okada's belt.
Yes.
Okay.
Okada wins. MJF learns more by being in the ring with the greatest IWGP champion of all time. But it would be fantastic. And the main event.
Young Bucks take the loss in this match. Sorry, guys. You're on your way to a super kick party. You don't even know it.
Super kick party.
That is one of my favorite themes in AEW. Has nothing to do with whether you like the Young Bucks or not, but I love that song.
My main event for the AEW New Japan show is for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. The man who beats Hangman Adam Page at Double or Nothing is named Phillip Brooks, aka CM Punk. And when CM Punk was talked to before he came back to wrestling to AEW, he named a few names of who he would want to wrestle if he did come back. And one of those names is a former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, and he is the Kingpin, Will Ospreay, aka Billy Goat. And just like the other matches, title matches, we would have Punk win here.
I was about to say, why is he called Billy Goat?
William, Billy, greatest of all time. You get young man Ospreay in there with one of the generation's best wrestlers.
Yeah. You
get a good build-up. The build-up to this show would be fantastic in a lot of ways. And, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how the end comes because I wouldn't have the title change hands.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think Ospreay thinks he has Punk where he wants him for the hidden blade. Punk will duck down and put Ospreay into the Koji clutch or the Anaconda Vice, and that will be that.
Yeah.
And then you will have, and then to send the show off.
Is there a way? Yeah.
And then to send the show off while CM Punk is trying to shake hands with the heel Will Ospreay from behind. He gets low blowed by MJF.
Ooh.
MJF gives Ospreay money because Ospreay did not want to shake hands with Punk. But MJF paid him off to be a distraction.
Yeah.
And MJF and CM Punk's feud for the AEW Championship would start right away.
Nice. Very nice. In that match, I either want to see a GTS countered into a Stormbreaker or a Stormbreaker countered into a GTS. It has to be those two moves, and I don't care what way it goes.
I wouldn't mind seeing a fucking Pepsi plunge or just Ospreay going for the Os cutter and Punk kicks him out of the air.
Yeah.
And
what
then
does the CM Punk like? Is it a Canadian Destroyer?
No, it's a top rope.
Is it a powerbomb? Oh, a pedigree.
Yeah.
Okay.
He pulled it out once in AEW.
Yeah, how could he counter that?
He doesn't have to. I just want to see the move.
Yeah.
But then you have Punk do the springboard clothesline.
Yeah.
And he can hit the Os cutter off of that. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do. But yeah, that would be my AEW
That'd be an awesome card.
New Japan show.
Yeah.
Yes, I realize that it's like 14 or 15 matches, but I wanted to get all the young guys who need to be on there. I wanted to get all the people who, sell tickets on there.
And keep in mind, some of those should be a pre-show.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're back, baby.
We're back, baby. Next week is going to be difficult. Next week's official episode may end up just being a vlog of us going to GCW because we're going to be traveling back that Saturday.
John's gonna. Keep it. Here's what's gonna happen next week.
Yeah.
John will be on our TikTok.
Yes, I'll be
uploading videos because he's going to GCW in Columbus, and a little bit after that, he may be going elsewhere.
Where?
I can't say it because we're in your house.
Oh, well, that'll be before that, but she's asleep.
Oh, well, John will also be uploading videos from...
Yeah.
It's a surprise for someone else.
That one. No. Yeah, it's actually, their Dynamite is actually happening on my mom's birthday. So, it's a big surprise. Don't say nothing. Not all one of you.
All right.
Okada takes this one. He's on a roll. No way Punk loses to Ospreay.
Yeah.
Ospreay pins him and sends him with his head down in shame back to AEW where he belongs. Oh, yeah. I love the fire coming from Camilla. Welcome back, guys, and great card, and nice to see you guys again. Great video, 5 stars.
Thanks for joining us, Camilo, and we have always appreciated.
You're one of our rock guys, man.
Yeah, always.
Love you.
Forever. And to whoever else who listens to this or watches this afterwards, thank you as well.
And whether it is
morning, noon, or night, you have a great one. Peace and love to all of you.
Oh, now I gotta turn. Here we go.